And by the way, Chad, isn't it pathetic that the Democrats cannot get anything passed that has the support of 70% of the country? 70% of the country supposedly supports Roe v. Wade. What's the problem here? You have a majority in the House and the Senate. You have the White House. Pass a law. What, you're going to lose by passing a law? And so, I mean, for many people, I'm going to be a little bit different than what you're used to. Many people would say it's outrageous that the Republicans can get this done, even though the majority of people are opposed to it. It's actually more outrageous that the Democrats can't get it done when a majority of people support it. That's the outrage. Republicans doing what they say they're going to do is bad, but the outrage is when you can't do it and you have the majority of people behind you. What's the issue here? That's more objectionable to me. That's what's outrageous to me. Obama backing away from codifying abortion rights?
At the federal level, not only to ensure access to abortion, but to make sure that the judicial nominees that you will inevitably be able to pick are true to the core tenets of Roe v. Wade.
Well, the first thing I do as president is sign the Freedom of Choice Act. That's the first thing that I do. Now, the Freedom of Choice Act is not my highest legislative priority. I believe that women should have the right to choose, but I think that the most important thing we can do to tamp down some of the anger surrounding this issue is to focus on those areas that we can agree on, and that's where I'm going to focus.
And so, with complete legislative control with the White House, he decided not to pass what he said he was going to pass because it might make the other side mad. And then instead, he decided to support a Heritage Foundation Republican healthcare plan that put private business and private insurance first, did not offer a public option, did not provide a substantial expansion of public healthcare. And they got mad anyway. He compromised and compromised and capitulated and compromised, and then they got mad anyway. And he didn't do anything he said he was going to do. I think you're politically mature when you can look at Barack Obama and say without a doubt that he was a political failure and is a loser and will go down in history as a footnote.
What would you do at the federal level?
Incredible. I can't like things. I forgot. Joe Biden has been saying he will codify Roe. Yeah. Well, then he backed off today because he won't support the filibuster. He said he won't support filibuster reform or come out in favor of it. I grew up hating Obama because my parents were super conservative, then thought he was the best when I was a lib and back to hating him now. Well, now your hatred is justified. Manchin and Sinema wouldn't do this. Voting rights, no shot of abortion rights passing. Dems don't have the spine to rake them over the coals. With the direction the country is headed, do you think it's time we start advocating for gay and trans people to start arming themselves legally for self-defense? Here's my point of view on this. The idea that you're going to do so as an independent person armed is batshit crazy. You need mutual defense. You need community organizations. You need something bigger than just you buying a gun. I mean, if buying a gun makes you feel more secure, use your Second Amendment rights all you want. The idea that you're going to push back against this just by going to your local gun store owned by a chud and giving them $100 is not going to do it. The Democrats could actually turn around this terrible presidency by actually passing a law like today that would win huge in November. Well, I mean, I don't think even if they do stuff they're going to win in November, it's tough at this point because people don't like Biden and it's getting baked in. We looked at the Sinema thing and I failed to mention one thing. Protections in the Senate safeguarding against the erosion of women's access to health care have been used half a dozen times in the past 10 years and are more important now than ever. I think this is referring to the filibuster. I think this second paragraph, she's actually referring to the filibuster, and she's saying the filibuster is good. It's good that I uphold the filibuster so the Republicans can stop us from codifying Roe because we used it in the past. What is she talking about? I feel like I'm being gaslit. We could protect Roe tomorrow, but Sinema refuses to act on the filibuster. Until that changes, she can take a seat talking about women's access to health care. Hold everyone contributing to this disaster accountable. GOP and Dem obstructionists included. She should be primaried. I fucking love AOC. I love AOC. I wish I could like and retweet this, but I was mass reported by Pepula D fans. Hey, guess what, Destiny fans? Nobody respects your guy. No one gives a fuck what he says. Go hang out with Nick Fuentes and Lauren Southern. That's about the level of slime that you are. So eat shit and die. .
And Democratic lawmakers have been joining protesters in front of the Supreme Court here today. Senator Elizabeth Warren spoke to the crowd just moments ago.
I am here because I am angry, and I am here because the United States Congress can change all of this. Yes. I have seen the world where abortion is illegal, and we are not going back.
How are you feeling?
I am angry.
Angry and upset?
Angry and upset and determined. The United States Congress can keep Roe versus Wade the law of the land. They just need to do it.
I've never seen you so angry. You seem to be...
This is what the Republicans have been working toward this day for decades. They have been out there plotting, carefully cultivating these Supreme Court justices so they could have a majority on the bench who would accomplish something that the majority of Americans do not want. 69% of people across this country, red states and blue states, old people and young people, want Roe versus Wade to maintain as the law of the land. We need to do that. And we have a right. Extremists.
Put this guy on the fucking ground. Put him on the ground for threatening and menacing a senator like that.
We've heard enough from the extremists, and we're tired of it. Thank you.
Senator, does this open the door for a constitutional vote?
The leak is absolutely reprehensible and needs to be condemned in the strongest possible terms. I really find it shocking that that this would happen. I understand it is unprecedented. Second point is Roe is still the law of the land. We don't know the direction that this decision may ultimately take, but if it goes in the direction that this leaked copy has indicated, I will just tell you that it rocks my confidence in the court right now.
Murkowski's confidence is rocked.
If the report is accurate, the decision would be an abomination, one of the worst ever in modern history. Of course, Republicans have sought this outcome for years, so you'd think they'd be celebrating such a decision, but they aren't. No, this morning, Republicans are shamefully scrambling to try and distract from the main issue. Republicans are spending all their focus on the leak because they don't want to talk about Roe v. Wade, where they know they're on the wrong side of history and on the wrong side of American people. Let me say it again. Republicans are spending all their focus on the leak because they don't want to focus on Roe v. Wade, where they know they're on the wrong side of history and on the wrong side of the American people. Try as they might, they can't distract from the truth. The blame for this decision falls squarely on Senate Republicans who spent years pushing extremist judges and justices while claiming this day would never come. But come it has. So in light of this potential ruling, I want to make three things very clear. First, it is our intention for the Senate to hold a vote on legislation to codify the right to an abortion in law. Second, a vote on this legislation is no longer an abstract exercise. This is as urgent and as real as it gets. We will vote to protect a woman's right to choose, and every American is going to see which side every senator stands on. Third, to the American people, I say this. The elections this November will have consequences because the rights of 100 million women are now on the ballot. To help fight this court's awful decision, I urge every American to make their voices heard this week and this year. Call your members, write them. Call your senators, write them. Email them, text them. And most of all, cast your ballots this November. Because if Roe v. Wade is overturned, we have to assume there's more to come. The question is, what will these Republicans, these right-wing Republicans, target next? Will they have the Supreme Court overturn Griswold so they can prevent American women from contraception? They may say, we wouldn't do that because of precedent. Why would anyone believe them anymore?
You have an obligation to like, comment, and subscribe.